sire means to father or beget. When a person lives for their desires, they sire certain D's. Desire. So if I am a slave to my desires, I know that most sexually transmitted diseases are the result of someone living for their desires. Most debt, there's another D, comes out of men who cannot control their desires. Most divorce comes out of people who cannot control their desires. Most dysfunction, discontent, distraction, destruction, disaster. You go through all the D's. Most drugs are used by people who are slaves to their desires. We sire these D's. It's a dangerous thing. It's so powerful that the Bible, Paul said, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly. It's a miserable thing to be an addict. To finally get the thing you want. To go after it so powerfully, it consumes you day and night. That's all you think about. You know how it is. We know how to obsess. Come on, you get focused on one thing. One thing have I desired. Just one thing. Start thinking about it. Research it on the internet. At night you lay down, you begin to think about it. Puts you to bed at night. We begin to obsess until we have possessed that which we are obsessed about. You see, it's your obsession that leads you to possession. Once you are obsessed, you become possessed. Most distressed and depressed people come out of those who have been possessed by which they have been obsessed. Got to be careful with my desires. Got to be careful with what I'm after. Because the one thing I desire is the very thing I'm going to seek after. If I desire it, if it's in there, I can assure you, sir, I don't care what your plans are right now. I don't care where you think you're going. I'm telling you, your desires are going to determine your direction. And if you have a desire for that which is worldly, if you have a desire for that which is carnal, if all you can think about is sex, if all you think about is satisfying, gratifying the desires of your flesh, that will be the destination of your life. The Eskimos have a unique way of hunting wolves. The Eskimos struggle with the wolf because the wolves, they're predators. They attack their dogs and the wolves attack the seals, and so they have to get rid of the wolves. Their unique way of hunting wolves is that they'll take a large dagger, 12-inch blade, dip it in seal's blood, freeze it, another layer of seal's blood, freeze it, another layer of seal's blood, freeze it. Now, we got a seal's blood popsicle. This dagger is then placed upside down in the frozen tundra. And the wolf, the carnivore, beware your adversary, the devil as a roaring lion seeketh whom he may devour. He sniffs blood, the wolf. He lives to satisfy his craving. It's all he wants. Every day, every night, that's all he thinks. And he's in the wild. He smells it. It's a wounded animal. It's a wounded seal. Ha ha. Free meal. Free meal today. No hunting today. No effort today. Free meal. What is this? What is this? He gets, oh, there it is. A frozen popsicle. Something he's always wanted was a free meal. Something for nothing. Surely I have it here. Yeah. Appetizing, doesn't it look? Really appetizing. That looks delicious. So the wolf, he licks. Oh, that tastes so good. You know, the Bible says taste and see. Vision is revealed through what happens with your mouth. Taste and see. This is what destroyed Adam and Eve. She tasted. And when she tasted, she saw something. She couldn't get out of her mind. Isn't it sad you study so hard for a test and can't remember the day of the test? But you look at one pornographic website and cannot get the image out of your brain because you tasted and now you see. No one sees. And the wolf, he licks. And in a fervor, he's licking. It's free. He's tearing up all of it. He's a slave. He is a crave slave. He's a slave to the craving. He's licking the blade. Before long, the seal's blood is gone. There's no difference in the taste of seal's blood and wolf's blood. Satan doesn't care whether you're a saint or a sinner. Blood is blood. He licks, and now he's not feasting on seal's blood. What he's tasting is his own blood. And while he's being consumed with lust, his tongue is being sliced to shreds. People who are crave slaves have forked tongues. They speak one language in the house of God, but entirely another on school campuses. Entirely another on Friday night when they're hanging out with the crew. Licks, and pretty soon the wolf leaves the blade because something's wrong. I'm losing. I'm feeling weak. What's wrong? I'll tell you what's wrong. You've been a slave to your appetite, and now the blood loss is causing the wolf to die. What kills the wolf? Is it the blade? Is it the blood? I tell you, what killed the wolf was the fact that he was a slave to his own appetite. Gentlemen, Satan knows this about us. He knows that we're visually stimulated. He knows what turns us on. Solomon was the one who first discovered the internet. Solomon, sure. WWW, not World Wide Web. Ask Solomon. It stood for wealth, women, and wine. Yeah. He had all the wealth, everything a guy could desire. Women, hey guys, 700 wives, 300 concubines. That's 1,000 women. Let's see, today's Monday. It's June the 2nd. Let's see, I think I'm on, how about Deborah? No, not Deborah. How about Wanda? No, not Wanda. How about whoever? You would think that with 1,000 women to fulfill every perverted sexual desire, I calculated this morning, his yearly bounty was 25 tons of gold, which is $520 million a year at $650 an ounce, the price of gold today. The man was taking in $500 million a year. He had 200 shields, the length of a body armor, the human body, that had 7.5 pounds of gold in each one of them. Each shield was over $70,000. You'd think that with all of this stuff that he'd be satisfied. No, because you will always be dissatisfied when you get what you're looking for. I'm telling you, lust has a terrible way of turning humans into slaves. Desires. Paul said, Romans 12:1, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. He said it, a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God. Question, Bible scholars, how did the Old Testament priest, how did the Old Testament saint know that the sacrifice they offered was acceptable? How'd they know? How'd they know? How did they know? When Manoah offered a sacrifice, he knew, oh my God, it's just been accepted. How did he know? Who said it? Who said it? Who said that? Say it again loud. Yes! Brought a sacrifice. Laid on the altar. Is it acceptable? The way you knew it. Fire fell. and consume the sacrifice.